I'm Anna Weeks, a media activist and journalist and educator based in South Africa, and I'm interviewing Mametlwe Sebei. He is an attorney at Lawyers for Human Rights. He's also the president of the General and Industrial Workers Union of South Africa, GIWUSA, and he's a long-time socialist. Mametlwe has been able to visit a disused mining shaft in a place called Stilfontein several times. He's one of the few people that has been able to visit this shaft, which has been blocked off by police with hundreds, possibly even thousands of miners trapped at the bottom of the shaft, 1.8 kilometers down. They've been without food and water for several months now. Reports of miners surviving off the remaining tiny bits of toothpaste that they have mixed with salt. Their families used to send food down to them regularly. These are artisanal miners who have gone into this disused gold mine after the mining company vacated and left the shaft open. They're down there digging out the remainder of the gold by hand to sell it. For this, they say they make about 5,000 Rand a month, which is about $270 a month. So what has happened is that the police have closed off that lifeline from their families. The only way in or out is by means of a rope, which 40 people at the top have to pull. It's a very bad situation down there at the moment. Of course, journalists and activists are not allowed down, neither are doctors, and there's only a small amount of food that has been lowered down in the past few weeks. We're joined now by Mametlwe Sebei.
Things police are saying, many of the people just have to know that, it's not true. What is it? The idea that these people that, as I said, completely dehydrated, emaciated, extremely weak, can crawl kilometers underground to another shaft where there is a staircase for them to be able to climb up without assistance. This crawling, it means crawling for kilometers in a flooded, narrow tunnel that are treacherous. Those that come out from the community reports I received is that they've been crawling for days trying to find their way out. Obviously, many people are too weak to do that. And that's the reason that we need to do what was happening about a week or so ago, where there was a community rescue effort continuing at the same time as we were waiting for professional rescue team, which will bring professional rescue people, but also specialized equipment to ensure that we expedite and this operation is conducted in a way that will be able to save life, but also ensure a safe return of everybody. I spoke to the attorney in that matter, attorney advocate, I can't recall it, at the time, but the lawyer in that matter. She admitted that they simply went to court based on the statement of the minister in the presidency that will smoke them out, will not allow food, will not allow medication, will not allow water. But remember that between the time when the statement was made and the time that the matter was had to be decided, lots of that statement no longer reflected the reality here. Because of community protest, solidarity from the comrades here of Mafua, and of course the outrage expressed by many people here and internationally, government has moved. The operation entailed a rescue by a community under supervision of the police, but also a supply of water and as well as food. So I think it's on the basis of the lack of other information, which was simply not at the disposal of the state that brought the application, that the court dismissed the application, and we will obviously be going to court if we do end up there with, of course, those facts. In the meantime, we have asked the Kenya to pass a message to the minister, to the MEC and the committee that we wish to be co-opted into that committee so that on the basis of deliberations, we can see if we can find each other. As I said, and I want to emphasize, court must be a forum of extreme last resort We'll be working on the papers. In the meantime, we'll continue engagements with the colonel, and through him, we hope to pass a message to the committee that it's better if we don't speak through media, we don't speak through courts and other forums, but are able to deliberate on what is just, but also responsible resolution of this crisis based on the operational assessment on the ground. Obviously, his instructions are clear, and those instructions reflect the attitude of this government, which is to say that they are prepared to sacrifice lives of these many innocent, many disparate people in this situation in order, if you like, to smoke out those people that are holding some of them hostage, are engaged in all sorts of crimes wherever that they come from and so on. Now, the issue here is that I asked that we be co-opted into that committee because our view is that a court as a tribunal must be, if you like, a forum of last resort for ventilation of this issue. Because remember, a judge is not here except if we ask for site inspection. That judge is never going to be here. We are here with the police, and they understand the implications of their actions. Many of these are people who just want to enforce the law and so on. But the reality is, every single minute, every single hour that they are spending waiting here and preventing a community rescue, they are sentencing disparate, poor people to death. It's as simple as that. It doesn't matter how much they can spin it, and it doesn't matter that it's not their intention. The reality is that the implications of their action is that they are sentencing people to death for as long as there is no supplies of the basic necessities to ensure the survival of those people.